Welcome to a brand new episode of the Jungle Podcast, where I discuss the depths of life and mental health. I'm your host, Jaron Woodard, and I got the Chicago Bulls colors on today because, this episode is inspired by the Last Dance documentary on Netflix. Now, this episode is tailored mainly toward all my Hoops fans, but I'm sure the rest of you will get the same message. So be sure to subscribe to this channel if you're looking for a podcast to help you get through the struggles of life. If you're dealing with depression, anxiety, or loneliness, the Jungle Podcast is the safest place to be. And today I kind of want to talk about going through things and getting the help that you need. And also on the other side of it, being the one to be that help that somebody needs. So, depression can be kind of decapitating sometimes, and we got to find different ways to feed our mental health. Staying busy, working out, taking up a hobby, things of that sort. Over the past week or so, I've been rewatching the documentary. I'm a documentary guy. I'm inspired by movies. I'm inspired by TV. I'm like a visual learner, I guess you could say, as far as inspiration comes. I get most of my things through like YouTube or documentaries or even movies. But I was just watching the documentary on Michael Jordan's career called The Last Dance. Now, it won't be a cliche discussion about how Jordan is the greatest or if he's the greatest of all time. I want to talk about some of the outside factors that really pushed MJ to be what he is, a 6-time NBA champion. And for the people that don't know, or if you have not seen the documentary, Michael Jordan, he was an athletic force coming out of college. And he entered the league and immediately made a significant impact on the Bulls team. His first 9 years in the league, he led the league in scoring 7 times. So that kind of paints a picture. But I can paint a different picture of MJ for you. His draft day interview, he kept saying that he wanted the Bulls organization to be respected. And I just want you to think about the passion that you have to have, in your heart about a losing organization that you've never even played for. And, he knew accolades would come with the respect. He knew, that championships would come with it if he strived for respect. And he wanted teams to see the Bulls on their schedule and to know that this isn't going to be an easy game. And the thing about Mike in his younger years, he could always lead his team to the playoffs. He was always, winning dunk contests, scoring titles, as I mentioned before, all-star games, the whole 9 yards, but he can never get over the hump of getting his team to the finals. And his Eastern Conference was tough. It was either Larry Bird Celtics or the infamous Bad Boy Pistons, who, by the way, had zero respect for the Bulls as an organization. They played them dirty. They just had no respect for them. And Jordan cycled through coach after coach, teammate after teammate, and they all kind of had the same philosophy, the same mindset, which was live and die by Michael Jordan. And the Bulls front office knew that, if we want to win a championship, we're not going to win playing this type of basketball. So that's what led them to bring in Coach Phil Jackson. And initially, Jordan didn't have love for Phil like that. Phil wanted the ball to be passed around. Phil wanted it to be more of a team-oriented game. And Jordan wanted the ball in his hands, Jordan wanted to put up 40, 50 points and still win. And I just want to take it a minute and say this is like us in everyday life. We have people or resources that come into our life and, we ignore it or we defer it. And we stop ourselves from winning rings because, something different comes along or something that we're not used to. But little do we know, it's for the better. We feel like we have to put the weight of the world on our shoulders when in reality, we have people, we have resources that are on our side trying to reach some of the same goals. And it wasn't until Michael Jordan bought into the fact that no matter how good I am, no matter how many points I score, I can't do this by myself. And a lot of us have that young Mike mindset. We feel too proud to extend our hand out for help, or we feel too good to understand that you can't go through the struggles and losses of life alone. And some of y'all don't even go 100%. Some of y'all won't take no help and you only giving 50% of your effort. And if that's what God intended, if that's how things were supposed to be, you will be on this earth by yourself with no one to talk to, no one to listen to. no one to work with. God put mankind on this earth to work together and fellowship and, have someone to have your back. And that's why I always say, check on the people you love, call the people you love, and call the people that's chasing rings by themselves and check up on them, suit up with them on game 7, because them people won't always be here. And when it's time for people to go, you can say that you let them know that you was at least there for them, that you at least had their back. A lot of people nowadays are like, I'm not calling them first, or I'll let them reach out to me. And we need to let go of that narrative that somebody always has to reach out to you, because that's selfish. It's not about you all the time. Maybe they haven't reached out because they're going through something, or they're depressed, or maybe they just haven't had the energy or the urge to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But it's so easy to get caught up in the world with your problems, with your school, with work, kids if you have them. Maybe they're thinking like young MJ, like I can deal with this, or it ain't too hard, or I don't need therapy, or I don't need nobody. But it wasn't until Phil Jackson, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, John Paxson, Steve Kerr came into the picture that MJ and the Bulls start winning rings. And since nobody's gonna say it, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. You're not Michael Jordan. I'm not Michael Jordan. And to those of you that know, take a second and think about how good MJ actually was. For somebody to be as good as Michael Jordan was at his job, he still needed help to be successful. So what makes you think that you don't? If one of the greatest players of all time still needed help. And that's the crazy part about it is I'm new to this lifestyle. I was so deep into it. I was putting my mindset on everyone else. Like, oh, he's tough, he can get through that. But everybody ain't wired to deal with things the same. It's not that they're soft, it's not that they're weak, they just human. Everybody deals with things in their own unique way. You can't expect someone to deal with things the same way that you do. So instead of judging or assuming that they'll be all right, try and reach out, just double check and see. And when Jordan realized that if I allow these guys to help me, out, I have a better chance at winning. And I say all that to say if you're dealing with something, you have people here that will listen. There's somebody out there that loves and cares for you. Stop holding the weight of the world on your shoulders because you feel like you MJ, because you're not. Even if you were, you still wouldn't be able to hold it. You're not weak for getting help. You're not crazy for getting help. Getting help is the first sign of strength in whatever you're going through. So embrace that. Embrace the fact that you're not letting depression hold you down. Embrace the fact that getting help may not fix me today, but eventually I'll surpass it. Eventually those championships gonna roll in. Embrace the fact that life wouldn't be better without you. As a matter of fact, embrace the fact that you make lives better. When you get help, you're able to look past what you're going through. You're able to look past what you have going on, and you'll be able to see how you can help somebody else. Because people that deal with the struggles of life, we on the same team. We are Michael Jordan in our own perspective. And until we get the help that we need, until we change our coach, until we get better teammates, we're not making it out of the Eastern Conference. And in our East, instead of the Celtics, it's depression. Instead of Detroit Pistons, it's anxiety, suicidal thoughts. If we don't get the help we need, we don't make it to the finals, where you see past all you've been through and you're able to help your team. You're able to help your team win. And that's when life is good, when you have some sort of perspective. You see what really matters. So reach out to people, show people love. Don't wait until it's too late. And if it's you that's needing the help, go get it. At the end of the day, it's your responsibility to get help, to be better for yourself, for your family. And that's all I got for this episode. If you need anything, feel free to reach out to me at any of my social medias in the description below. And be on the lookout for giveaways. I randomly host giveaways from the podcast official Instagram page, so be sure to turn those post notifications on as well. Stay blessed, look out for yourselves, and be you, the jungle.